Hello there. This is Brother Mike Rowland, and I'm here with my magnetic rotor, and this is not set up properly yet. The way it should be is that there should be a magnet on the rotor on each side. Whoops. Boy, you don't want to make mistakes with these magnets. You'll be forever getting them apart. Mercy. Alright. Try to get one and they both come. Alright, so let me make sure my camera. Alright. It's supposed to have one of these stator magnets on a block or whatever mount you want. You'll see it attracting there. Pretty darn strong. Pretty strong stuff. See that there? I mean, it's all I can do to hold it. And then if we go to the other side, the traction stator, you see it, it's really strong there. And I'm working on mounts for it. And these are round magnets, so that's wrong too. We're supposed to be using square magnets, but that's all I have right now. And I've learned a lot from it. You can see I also don't have my rotor cut in close. You need your rotor cut in close to where you can make the gap, you know, close, and this is stuff's in the way right here. So I'm going to do that. What I wanted to show you today is what I've been doing and what I've been learning, so you can watch. As it turns out, this block of wood here elevates it to the right level of the magnet and so on. See, so what I started out doing was putting a piece of metal in front of this on the leading edge to see if I could get it to pull over to it, and you can see it pulls right over there. See it move with it? It'll pull right over. And that's attracting. But you'll notice that the angle, you'll notice as I turn the angle of the metal, that affects the way the rotor goes. And so we might be able to figure out a way here to make it go past a little easier. See it speed up and then come back a little. So I had that one little piece of metal, and then I had this one when I first started out, and I didn't have no forks. All I had was some metal that I was trying, and then I tried this bumpy piece of metal here, and you'll see it cog twice. It'll pull in and then go again. It'll pull in once and it'll pull in again. See it go twice? And if I get it just right, it'll go into this slot here. So you see how these rotors are pulled by metal. And then I went to a thicker piece. Then I got me some transformer steel like this, see, and I taped it all together. There's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 pieces there, 5 pieces. And I decided to bend it this way and that way, and I got some more ramps to show you. Okay, so now you see it go up, it pulls it, but then if I angle it just right, it'll go past. I thought it would, and so I see it pulls back. Okay, so if you get it just right, it'll kind of suck up to it and then go past easier. But if you get it the wrong way, like this, it'll just pull back. But if you sort of get it in the V, it'll be drawn by this side, and then when it gets out here, it lets go. a little bit. It wasn't too good. You can see it pulls back. And if I go this way, it goes that way farther. You know, it depends on the angle. I'm learning that it depends on the angle. You know, the angle has a lot to do with what's going on. There's a lot of other things I want to show you. See it there? It pulls back. So then we learned from MACK that he was talking more about a Y shape. So I made this Y. See this Y? That's a little big, don't you think? That's supposed to be a joke. You can see this Y, and it just pulls back too. See all that metal on there? So you can't have too much metal. I got a Y, see it there? But it's too much metal. If I elevate it or whatever, it's still kind of strong. Well, being that it's in the Y gap right here, it doesn't pull, see, too badly. But it is trying to pull. It's just too much metal here. But you can see me angle it there, and then this way. And see, that Y keeps it from, does some strange things, even though it is too big. Then I made a smaller one, like this. And by the way, these things, they sound like tuning forks. Here's one's quite a bit smaller when you think. That thing is huge over here. So I got me a smaller one. And I don't know if the shape is right or what. You know, so I'm just trying different ones. But this is really not what I'm going to show you. These are not cut exact like I want them. But it does pull to it. See it there? But there's really too much, not enough gap here for that big magnet. That window needs to be wider. See, these magnets are quite a bit bigger than some. And you'll see that it barely fits. It barely fits in there. See, even up here. And I think it needs to be a little wider. And these are round magnets, so it's not going to be the same as MACK's. But like I said, I'm still learning with it. And I think these need to be spread out a little more. Before I show you that fork some more, I'm going to show you this. This is the attraction side right there. See it there? See it holding it? Now if I switch, I'm going to go to the repulsion side. I want to show you something about these two sides. Okay, this is the repulsion. See it there? Pushing it away. I can't keep it there, right? It pushes it away. But if I put it over there and put it here, see it pulls? That's the repulsion side. It's pulling. See it there? It just, you can't keep it if I hold it like this. See, it gets to there and it pushes away. But if I can't keep it away. See that? Look at that. So what I learned is that this is pulling around here. It's pulling around to this side first until it gets to this side where it's pushing away, right? So there's this drawing effect, this big drawing effect on the repulsion side, and it's completely the opposite. See, I can't keep that away because it's attracting the back end of the magnet from this far away, way out here. Okay, so now if I switch to the attraction side, watch what happens. See it push it away? It's pushing it away. I can't get it to come over here. And that's the attraction side. It's really attracting it here. But you get past there and it just pushes it away. You can't get that to come to you. And it's going this direction. It's supposed to go this direction. And when it's coming this way, it's pushing away. It doesn't want to come. It wants to go away. And I need it to go this way. See? So those are things to consider. Now when the ramp's on, maybe that will change. But these are some basic tests. I don't think it's going to change too much, but I still think there'll be the attracting side to this, or this south pole, and this south pole right over here is always going to be pushing away. You see that? I can't get that to go in the direction I want it to go because of this side. Alright? Then once I get it out there, yeah, it attracts once I get it past here. So I've got to overcome that somehow, or block it, or something. See that? It's just pushing away. Okay, so now let's go back to the repulsion side for a minute. And you can see it pulls it right in. I can't keep it away, right? Put it over here, it comes back. Alright, so there's one difference that shows there's a great difference here between the sides and what you're trying to get it to do and what the forces are doing. Now let's go back to the attraction again. That's what I've been working on. Alright, actually I'm not going to do either one. Alright, here's what I came to show you. Alright, I had these forks, and I thought, and I had metal. Here's a piece of metal. Here's a transformer core, right? See how strong that pulls to that? It really pulls strong to that. A lot of metal there. But you know what? It doesn't pull any stronger with this piece of metal than it does with this piece of metal. Not much. Well, there is a little difference. And what I want to say is there's a thickness amount. There's an amount of thickness that is max. There won't be any more pull at that max amount. Now here's my one of my forks, and that's pretty thin right there, and that's all the pull you're ever going to need. It might be too thick though for the fork itself with that magnet. So here's how I'm learning. I'm taking metal like I showed you before, and I'm putting it up here and angling it, right? Now I'm away from the magnets, stator magnets. Now I'm back to just metal. I'm back to a rotor that spins freely as if it was completely canceled out with a stator. Of course, it's not going to respond exactly the same, but we are going to learn something from the attraction. So then I made these. When I first started, I made this one. It was like my first one, but it had a little bit of a Y to it. I thought, well, maybe that'll do something. Of course, I knew it would, because everything affects everything. And you can see that it gets inside that Y area right here, and it's not so affected. But I get out here, and it's way more effective. Now another thing that was the ends here. The ends were too big. You don't want them bigger, you want them smaller, especially on the attraction side. And these are opposite, so they're pulling at the end. We want it to let go when it goes past. We don't want extra metal on the end. We want it to pull this way, and ramp, meaning the gap gets smaller here, and then when it gets to the window it lets go, but this extra metal on the end is pulling it back. I found that out. So then I thought, well, and it induces it a little, but it pulls back. You see it pull back? See it pull back there? It induces it at the first, see that? But then it pulls back. Well, then I made some more. Need some different ones here. I'll show them to you. I guess I'll show it to you. Here it is. This one I made was adjustable. It was originally, see it adjust under the tape? It's just slips of metal packed, stacked up. These are transformer pieces of metal, high silicone content, or in other words sand, mixed with your steel. And I was trying to get it to induce here, and this is the really not quite the right angle, and then see it lets go in the window because there's nothing here. I got it really wide, you see that? Now if I raise it up it pulls back more because it's too close. But like if you just want it to go through the window, here, it induces here, see? Watch. See it pull past? See it just, every time it wants to go this way, and it's dependent on other things like this heavy piece here. So I'm learning that it'll induce and then it'll go past the window. See, it's not affected because it's in the window. It's in this, it's not picking it up. Then I thought, well, I'll turn around this way and let it conform. Adjust it around and let it conform. And since my rotor is not cut in close enough and my bend is not correct, so I tried to induce it this way, and it works a little bit. See it there? And then I got to get my angle right. See it want to go past? Or get my angle just right. See it wants to move out into the window area like that. See that? So I like that one, and I thought, well, I wonder what would happen if I tipped it back this way. So I've been doing these kinds of experiments. See, now that pulls back more when you tip it, when you change the angle. See how it wants to pull back more? But if I go like this, it wants to induce it this way, see? You got to get it just right here, this way and this way, above and below, to get it to do what it's supposed to do. And this angle is too wide, so I can change that. Maybe I can make the angle smaller here, but pretty big out here, things like that. See, that's what I've been experimenting with. This is my adjustable one. Not much to speak of, but it's way different with the Y ramps than it is, now flip it over, than just a chunk of metal. And you have to get your angle right again. You see it's pulling back because my gap, my window here is too close again. So I've been making my window bigger. Maybe my ramp needs to be dimensionally larger and longer for this big of a magnet, see? but you'll see there'll come a point where it wants to go past, see? And it's free to go past. See it go, want to go past? Doesn't pull back so badly. And again, this is all by hand. I'm holding this crooked every 2 seconds. I'm changing the angle. It needs to be mounted, but this is the kind of experimenting that I've been doing. See it go past a little bit and come back? Okay, so then I got another ramp to show you that's a Y. Okay, now here's my last ramp. Now this ramp was more like what UFO did, and you'll see the arc shape, then it kind of arcs this way a little bit from the circle. This one seems to work pretty good. I don't know if I got my gap wide enough here, but you'll see a difference. See if I can get it elevated right, and then bring it in for you. Okay, we got to get our spacing just right by hand. See it go around? It wants to go around too, like any of your Ys. Your Ys want to go past, and this is without a stator magnet in here. So this is a great find, to find a shape that induces it on one end or attracts the magnet in the direction of rotation like this, and then go past. You see that? Kick past there? You didn't see that? There it goes again. See it kick past? And it'll come back too if I get my spacing wrong here. Also, I thought, well, maybe I should bring it in a little, right? No, that draws on it. You want the gap. But you also want this to be smaller here on the end, we found out on the attraction side, so it doesn't pull back so much. And yet, a small end on a tine will still induce plenty of magnetic field into here. And also, the big end is not affected by that. It still draws the magnet around. See it there? See it there? Go past? Alright, so you see it. I hope you see it. I see it. It draws it around and keeps going. You see that? No other metal does that. No other ramp does that I've tried. Where it just keeps pushing around. You see that? So this is the key to MACK's revelation. You've got a ramp that induces it in and wants to keep pushing it in one direction. That's the idea. Thanks for watching, guys.